Hello everyone, this is Beth Forever 182, and it is about 10:44 at night, and I just wanted to make a video of me talking about this because it's a little hard for me to talk about it out loud to people that I actually care about, so I'm just making a video about it. So this is something that people know this is a video about my depression, and oh crap, that was hard to say. I've never actually verbally haven't talked about it, but people know I've, gone through it, if that makes sense. Oh, it's weird of me talking about this to the camera. I've been having, a mental war with myself about this. I'm gonna move this stuff so I can put you guys on it. Nope, that's not happening. Why can't I just plan this out before I start the camera? What the hell? Really? That's all I need to do? Okay. Hopefully this will stay throughout the entire video. So this is probably going to be a lot longer video than I think it's going to be, but who knows and who cares. So this is about a video about my depression because I haven't been able to verbally talk about it in front of people. I haven't gone to a therapy group, I haven't done any of that because I haven't told anyone about it. So I'm just telling you guys of my experience and that kind of thing. And I'm not doing this for attention, I'm doing it because I can't talk to anyone else about it, if that makes sense. So, it all started probably in the 5th grade, when I started getting the feelings of depression. Because, I bet that the 5th grade and 7th grade were the worst years for me because of, oh god, this is weird of me saying it out loud. Because of, bullies and, grades and stuff. And the 5th grade was, terrible for me because my self-conscience went from, there to there, within, a week every day, and it just kept getting lower and lower, because I was that one kid where it was, I had long brown hair, it was, right? I had, medium hair, it was, curly, kinda, I had the bows in my hair, I had freckles, I was freakishly skinny, sadly. I never saw anything wrong with life. I was always happy. And then one day, just kids took over and made me feel... I went from, Mrs. Popular, quote-unquote, to, the total emo kid of the century in about a year. Because that year screwed me over so freaking much. And because of that, I have weight issues, trust issues, kind of trust issues, weight issues, what else? What's the word called? I loved how I looked in the 5th grade. I thought I was perfectly fine. I thought I was beautiful. I thought nothing was wrong with the world, and that all changed in the 5th grade, because every day I was, a really weird kid, but I was weird where it was appropriate, I was, kind of random, I was, a really, I was, that one kid, everyone wanted to be friends with, in my head, basically, and I would just be made fun of, because I was just too weird. Oh, this is weird for me saying out loud. So, hang on, I'm gonna figure out how to hold you guys, and maybe uncomfortable. Anyway, this is good lighting. Anyways, I basically got made fun of for that reason, and I was a really bizarre kid. I'm playing with a Slinky. That's the only way I can tell you guys without me being bored out of my mind. So I was a very weird kid. I was outgoing, extremely outgoing. I was, like, really clever and that kind of thing. But I just was made fun of because of it. And because of that, I started keeping my ideas to myself. I started drawing more. I started writing my own stories, but not telling anyone about it. I even started my first YouTube channel, quote unquote, was in the 5th grade, but now that channel's deleted because people are weirdos and idiots. So, I'm just gonna start putting my stuff to go to bed, because I need to go to bed. Anyways, like, I was made fun of a lot for those reasons in the 5th grade. Then the 6th grade happened, and I was like that one, like, emo outsider who no one really talked to. I was that kind of kid. Then the 7th grade happened, and that's when I went to middle school for the first time. And holy crap, that, like, broke the scales of, like, my self-esteem would probably be here. Then in 7th grade, it went from, like, there. Like, being in middle school for the first time while having these issues was really difficult for me. Because, like, it just was. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm gonna sit down, because I can't do stuff while talking about this. I'm gonna sit you guys here. I'm gonna be up. Anyways, so it was hard for me being in the 7th grade while having these kinds of issues. And there we go. And so it was hard for me trying to go through my middle school life as this kind of kid, because it just kind of was. It basically narrowed it down itself to do that. God. Oh, I'm not gonna cry in this video. If I do, then you guys are allowed to yell at me in the comments. So, then in the 7th grade, I got a lot of trust issues from a lot of my friends, because that's when I first started dating girls for the first time. And that was kind of hard for me, because I didn't even get into real relationships before then. Like, my first boyfriend was in the 5th grade, and he ended up cheating on me. Well, either 4th or 5th grade. He says 4th, I say 5th. So I don't really know. So that kind of messed me up. Like, your first boyfriend ends up cheating on you with, like, some girl that you don't even know that goes to his school, because we didn't go to the same school. So that was hard for me. And then, what else happened? Then when I started dating girls for the first time, I went out with this one girl, and I was freaking in love with her. And I still talk to her to this day, and this was about 2 years ago. And I keep asking her why, and she's like, I don't know. So, I was madly in love with her back then. And she played me like a violin. I was so in love with her. I loved everything about her. She was, like, made for me, technically. I thought that she would be the one. And then she just went along with it every single day. And then one day on Facebook, she says that she never truly loved me. She didn't feel anything from the start. She had interest in another person. And then I'm like, what's this about? And she's like, everything I said in that message was true. So I have, like, really bad, like, jealousy issues because of that. Because, dude, this is getting hard for me. I'm sorry, guys, that you guys have to deal with this. But when she said that, I kind of knew the guy. Like, when I first figured out I was into girls, I was in, like, the 3rd grade? But I actually realized what gay and pansexual and bisexual was in, like, the 5th grade. Then I came out in the 6th grade. I'm pan. But back then I was bi. Then I went to lesbian to straight for a week. I've gone through a roller coaster of sexualities. I can just say that for sure. So then in the 7th grade, I figured out something about me that isn't actually true. I just thought it was at the time, and that left a huge impact on me and all my friends, and I ended up losing some friends because of it. I can make that a whole other video some other night. But in the past, I've just had so many relationships where, like, even my longest relationship currently was 6 months, and he broke up with me because we lost feelings, and then about a day later, he just starts dating another girl, and that messed me up a lot, because throughout when we were dating, I never he basically said, if me and you broke up, I don't know what to do with my life, and that kind of thing, and then he just broke up with me. Then the next day, he starts dating another girl, so I seriously just want to cry right now. Oh god, this is hard. But in the 8th grade is when I started getting really more trust. Okay, I've had anxiety all of my life because I get it from my mom. Why did I say mom? She is my mom. I get it from my dad, and I don't tell people I have anxiety, because that's not what I purposely mean to do. But I never really had panic attacks. I've had panic attacks, I just never really, like, when I do, it's usually by myself, and I'm just expressing feelings. And in the 7th grade, I never really had panic attacks. I just had, like, depression moments where I would actually figure out what happened behind this sleeve. Like, fill in the blank, basically. So, I wouldn't really have, like, panic attacks. I would just have, like, depression moments. But ever since about the 8th grade, I've been having a lot of trust issues with a lot of my friends, because, like, when I get a promise, I was really bad at promises in, like, the 7th grade, because I would only make promises I knew that I could keep, and they would be, like, weird promises, but I've been, like, making a lot of promises where I know I could keep them. Like, I haven't done that in a long time, even though I've been wanting to, for about 2 years, because I've promised about 2 of my friends. 2 true friends. And because of them, I would probably be decked out in those by now. I would show you guys, but I doubt that you guys could see them. Like, if you were in person, you'd, like, clearly see them. Like, hang on. Let me get on the flip. This is getting personal. Like, can you guys even tell? Like, sorry I'm whiter than white over here. If you guys were in person, you'd, like, see, like, the line. I have, like, the white scars, where they're, like, lighter than your skin, kind of, so that's probably why. Because I'm whiter than white. So, about in the 6th grade, before after I had the tragedy in the 5th grade, in the 6th grade, I was kind of a loner, I started keeping stuff to myself. I didn't really talk out loud much. I was always a really quiet kid in, like, elementary school. But in, like, the 6th grade and the 8th grade, I was, like, the dead silence kid. Like, I would never talk, but when I did, I would either ask a question or give my answer. That would probably be the only time I would actually talk, unless I was talking to one of my friends. And because that I never talked, I ended up losing a lot of trust for some people because I dated, obviously, because I'm a loner like that, and if I break up with someone, I either wait a really long freaking time to date someone again. Oh, my voice is cracking now. I feel like I should make a part 2 to this, tomorrow. I'm gonna get into my dating life some other time. I have really bad trust issues with that, and I've been doing a lot better with that, kind of. That's another video. I wanted to talk to you guys about that, and I know that you guys are not alone on this. I've had anxiety, I've had trust issues, I've had panic attacks, I've had depression moments, I've had weight issues, but that's a whole freaking other video. I've had abandonment issues, but I don't know how that exactly relates to anything. I have a lot of issues. I kind of realize that. Anyways, peace, great rank side. You're not alone, and goodbye. And you guys are beautiful.